the bell and appreciate you always for watching. Donald Trump's plane making emergency landing in Montana Friday evening. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through why it's necessary for Trump to stay on the land of the living and not for Vance, whose name equals the swamp, the marsh. Vance's aura definitely is becoming very clear that he is just part of the rhino. He's part of the last days of the game. Because not the last days of the world, but the last day of the reset game where they may want another um, country to rule the world. They're tired of America doing it. Now they want someone else to do it. However, the Vatican has always been the one running it through the Jesuits. All right, let's go for it. The person's injury behind the police officer's right arm. The guy's standing over. That's why the other guy on orange gloves. But clearly, you could see this guy on the roof, Matthew Thomas Crooks, Matthew, in the Bible, the tax collector, and then you have Thomas, doubting Thomas. Okay, so there's a lot to doubt about what happened here because that's the whole point. They were setting it up where there was going to be a lot of nobody knowing what's going on. This is just something doubtful going on, and then you got Matthew. Everything that's done is about money. Okay, in this tax scene on your mind. Okay, so let's move on from the sloped roof that no one could stand on and set up on, but they're standing and setting up on it conveniently. Um, the director, she quit. All right. Then we hear Madharma, NIH, with Falsey to the right, who's a Jesuit. You read the Jesuit oath, you understand why it's very important for him to play the role he's in. He's 13th most important so-called scientist. The Department of Defense, United States of America. We have Vince with a purple tie on. That's a coded message. That's transformation. So Vance is waiting for Trump to lead the earth. He's so wicked. He's so wicked. He's so wicked. Um, and you have a guy behind Trump in a purple tie as well. And then you have another guy that has a plum tie on. So they are hemming him in on the picture. This is about transitioning. And then you have Falsey over there with a purple on and a plum tie as well. So Vance wants to be part of the, as Revelation talks about, and just in the coded books. And the reason why they're coded playbooks is because they need for you to help it manifest. Now, I would advise for Americans to resist trying to make stuff in the book manifest because you got the Prince of Saudi Arabia waiting for his role to play. You got the Vatican doing their role. You got all the agents in every country doing their role. The Jesuits. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. So here we have truly his hearing, meaning hear what's going on. Have an ear that can hear. Trump definitely said that he knew he should have died, meaning that he understands the role that he plays. And if you understand that this is a reincarnation game of the Matrix, of the simulation game, a lot of times people are okay with dying because a lot of times you be tired of the playing the fool in the game, playing the clown in the game. You would rather die as a hero. That's the reason why he brought up Martin Luther King about the crowd size. He wanted you to understand that that's the role he's playing. He's playing a Christ-like role, just like Martin Luther King played a Christ-like role, and Kennedy, and then the other Kennedy brother. So John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. So here we have cameras everywhere, and it's just part of the game. Um, they wanted him to be afraid to the point where he would change who he is. And that's very hard to do when you're type A. When you're type A and you've always been sort of kind of have, you had to be hard, sort of kind of, you always had to have a wall up. When people come at you, your natural instinct is to say, hell to the no. I'm not going to go down looking stupid. And I understand that mentality. And a lot of people who are afraid of dying really will cave in. However, it's like you have to establish, are you going to be the one that speaks life and death on yourself, or are you going to let others speak it on you? And so he's done his part in the play. He just doesn't advocate for the Bill of Rights and the Constitution to be wiped completely away. He just feels like, no, this is America, and they don't want America to exist once America is finished being used by the Vatican. And Saudi Arabia, you got them 9/11 towers, and you got Saudis and Israel working together, and you got the Vatican. These people are all just tag teaming because they want to be on top. And the Vatican doesn't care who's on top as long as they're the ones that's really running the money. You know, was it the trilateral? So here it is again, a sabotage of another plane. The crazy thing is, on this plane's wing, you have an 11 and you have a 3 and a 6. A 3 and a 6 is 9. So that's a 9/11. So this is a false flag, meaning, did it happen? Yes. But that's someone trying to say sabotage game. All right, so let's go into the decode. I'm going to use this as an example. So you got the Nintendo Switch, and in any game, there's always going to be little booklets, and these booklets tell you the gist of the game. It tells you the outline of the game. It tells you what you're supposed to do in the game. So I'm saying we're in a game. We're in a simulated matrix. If you do not know we're in a game, you will think that life is for real, and you're really in a dream. You're really inside of your mind, inside of a dream. And it's like Dorothy or the Wizard of Oz. All of us long to go home because we don't realize we're in a game. The game writers, or those who know we're in a game, come to the knowledge that we're putting our minds together to be in a game. Some people's minds are used in the game as energy because they don't know they're in a game. Once you realize you're in a game, you have to get your will back, and you have to orchestrate yourself in the game the way you want to play the game. And that's what they don't want. They don't want enough people waking people up to, hey, pay attention. Your life belongs to you. Stop laying your life down to everybody in the game. In the game, in front of the when you purchase a game, see this little picture up here. When you purchase a game, there's these papers inside the game, and you open up, and sometimes it's a book with like 10 pages, and it tells you all the ways and levels and what to do with the characters, and what to do with the treasure, and what to do with yourself, and what possible friends you can run with in the game that's the best player for you. I'm not a game player, but I've had I got many brothers that play games. My husband, when he was younger, played games. He still sometimes will play games with our adult children, so every now and then he'll, as long as it doesn't have any kind of where it hurts your eyes. There are certain games that'll hurt your eyes. I don't know how to explain that, but he will not play games like that. So let's say this is the Muslim book in the red, and let's say this one here is the Bible in the black, because most Bibles are black. Okay. And then let's say this is the little console, it's the television. Okay. And these are the mouses that's you switch the channels with. Okay. So I'm gonna just do a decode. I just wanted you to understand that if you see life as for real, you won't get out of the game. If you see these books as the absolute truth, you won't get out the game. Now that may offend some folks that I say that, but that's You know how I am. If you offended because you easily offended anyway, I could have said the sky is blue, and you would have said it's not blue all the time. You'll get offended anyway. So understand this: if you want to wake up in the game and play the game aware, and not play the game as a background player, or play the game as someone who's already, your life is predetermined. Oh, this character right here always dies on level 3. If you don't want to be the character that always dies on level 3, and you want to be able to go and get some cheat codes and go around that storyline, then this is cheat code. Gematria is cheat code. Gematria says, oh, oh yeah, there's a way around always being recycled in the game. Recycle. It's a way to get around it, and it's knowing and accepting that your reality isn't exactly what you think, and now you have to spend the rest of your life that you determine on this game to learn as much as you can, to awaken in the game as much as you can, to put as much treasure on the side as you can, to go store up your stuff on the land of the living as long as you can, to use it when you need it, because there may be no one else on your side of the board game that can share treasures with you, because everybody won't have the same treasures you have. See? So men write these Nintendo Switch codes and Nintendo Switch instructions. Okay, these pamphlets that come in front of the book, men write those. Now remember, I said the Odyssey and the what is it, Scrimm? So let's say Scrimm is the Bible, and Odyssey is a Muslim book. There is someone who wrote this script, and they rewrite the script and reset the script so many hundred years, and they reconstruct the game because they love playing the game. You may not like being here, but they love it because they understand the pyramid scheme that's going on. Okay, but remember this in all things: who wrote the script in these two books, these two game books? Man did. Okay, not God, because it looks like it should be a God that's doing it. Maybe the term Elohim may fit better, because when you say God, people think that's like there is someone that just created everything, and you may think that, but remember, we all one, and if we all one, there can't be one person creating everything. Be logical in your assertion of things. If we are one, then that might be us creating the game. I think it is. But who want to look at themselves in such a grander way, other than kings of the earth or presidents of the earth? So man penned these games, and if man pens the game, sometime in playing the game gonna mess you up. Okay, and the game gonna have background players in red and background players in yellow. Okay, and the game has people already situated in the game. That's all they can do. You go over there and talk to them. They really can't give you no advice. You go over there and say, hey, do you know where the fox dog is that I need to go find? Well, that character wasn't written to talk to you. That character wasn't written to give you no information that's going to help you level up. So everybody that you meet inside this game called life cannot help you, because they're written in the game just to be something that's just there when you get there. So you say, oh, I met this person and they were just so nice to me and blah, 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 blah. Okay, did they help you to awaken any more than you are? Oh, no, they just always nice to me. That made me feel good. Okay, feeling good is great. But does it help you come to more of a knowledge of keeping people from entrapping you into the game, into the recycling circumstance, reincarnation circumstance? No. Matter of fact, these people cause you to die early in the game, and you'll never get to all the truth that you need to understand, all the trickery you need to see. See, no. So it's fine to have some nice people in your life, and nice friends, and nice co-workers, and all this. But at the end of the conversation, what you doing? If you're not bringing nothing to the table, you just a sidekick, a side player, part time at that. So men pen game instructions just like men pen Bibles. Okay, and since man pen instructions for you to live by, if you follow the instructions in the book or way the game says or the book says to live by, you'll get the end result. You'll get a world destroyed, or you will get the winner in the game may not be you, it may be somebody else. Okay, so you got to understand that if man pens these games and man pens these books, and the story's already sketched out pretty much, then you got to figure out a way to usurp the game and get around the game that's already established. That's why everybody, you see people don't like you, or people remove your videos, or they'll say uh, disinformation, misinformation, because they don't want you opening up parts of the game. They don't want people to understand, hey, uh, this is productivity over here if you do this. Well, the television will tell you, those players will tell you, oh no, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever research. How dumb is there to research? There's no such thing as researching. And then people laugh at you when you say, well, guess what? I went to Wikipedia and it's so simple. But right in Wikipedia, it simply says this, that, and the other. And they'll laugh at you and heckle at you because you went to the source that everybody knows is the basic source in the game. And in the basic source of the game, if you open it up, and if you know to go somewhere else, once you open that up and then you open something else up, you go down the rabbit hole and you find information. But they'll laugh at you because everything's funny when it's just that simple. The game isn't hard. It's just a lot of the players don't know that they can come off the sideline and play the game. All right, so now let's do a decode with you understanding that the game that was written, let's say a Nintendo Switch, flip that into the Christian book, the Muslim book, the Catholic books, all these books that you supposed to read, no supposed to read supposedly. All those books are code books, instruction books, and those books were penned and typed by men. Okay, and if they're penned and typed by men, that means that they are fallible. They're fallible. That means they don't have everything that you need. They're not infallible because these games were not penned by Elohims or gods. And in the game, Elohims and gods are actually just larger beings who are the same that we are. They're one with us, though they will take you out the game in a heartbeat. They'll kill you out the game in a heartbeat because they don't want to end the game. What I mean is we're made out of the same material. Okay, we're made out of the same material. Some people have larger bodies than other people because the earth was made different when they were playing the game. Some people are giant, very giant, and some people are very tiny and small. All right, so took all that to say what I need to say. So sad, so sad, so sad. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this in my own way, the way I do it. So we're gonna talk about, yeah. All right, so we have Vinvet Ramaswamy. So I started with him because, I'm an American, and it's very nice to be able to see who in the game in America is part of the beast system. Now, Vinvet is duality in nature. His name is duality, meaning good or bad. Um, yeah. So, do I need to say anything else about him? No, I do not. For those people who want to be able to usurp the game, this is what you need to know. You need to know who are the players with a certain kind of energy in the game. This is his energy. These people are greedy for power and they want to play a role. Okay, and he's from a priestly class from Tamul, the same bloodline class that Kamala Harris is part of. Okay, and he's about pharmaceuticals as well. So he's about that magic when it comes to medicine. No, it doesn't matter what their mouths say. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their mouths say. They're diabolical healers, if anything. Okay. When the pressure's on, they will not stand. He will not stand. He will bow. Okay. Okay. So let's move on to. I wanted to talk about. Mm, I want to do Vance. Um, since I'm dealing with America. What is Vance's last name? Let me see. Let me see right quick. His name is J.D. Vance, but let me see. I need to see more about him. Let's see, Vance. What's your whole name, bro? Let's see. I'm opening up something over here. I just need to see more about this guy, J.D. Vance. I need his whole name. That's what it is. James David Vance. Okay, let's try David Vance in here right quick and let's see what happens. See you, Van. We see who you are. James. I should capitalize his name. James David. Isn't the basis name is David? All right, so let me see some ciphers on him real quick. The main thing about Vance is that Vance is just. Let me see something right. Let me look at the code right quick. Vance is Israel, the Lima. So he's under the Zionist spell. He's under the Zionist spell. He believes in Zion. He believes in Israel. But this dilemma is the issue for him. Yeah. He believes in divine will, inclination, desire, and pleasure. His intentions is given from his council or project. Maybe that's why Project 2025 is so important. I mean, let's look at some images. I'm going to show y'all something right quick. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. The Lima. None of these people what you think they are. Please understand. Please understand. Please understand. Please understand. Aleister Crowley. Y'all, a lot of these people are straight warlocks. Democrat, Republican. And when you telling them, hey, you can go to simple Wikipedia, and then they laugh at you like they're trying to laugh at Candace Owens, some of these Zionists. And then they criticize her because she's a Catholic now. Candace criticizes the ABC Mafia. She doesn't support everything in her husband's faith, now which is her faith. She just needs to be very careful not to get in any rituals, because this is what happens to people who are raised with single moms. See this 69 right here? See what I'm saying? This is when you see 69 on people, they're trapped in the game. They're a wandering spirit. They're trapped, but because they've given their selves over to this long-term playing in the game, the writings that they believe are not, it's not God or Lord. It's pretty much the ancient Elohims, not the current names you see. If y'all only knew how all of these six-pointed stars and all of this is pretty much Saturn, Satan, Moloch. And they'll argue with you and say, oh, you're wrong because blah, 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 blah. Because remember, in each game, in each insert that you put in the game, the game will tell you, the insert will tell you in the packet, hey, this is what this is used for. This is what this was used for in the last game before they did the upgrade, a new edition of the game. So that's what's going on right now. And the world isn't going to end. They're just going to reset the way they want it reset. Okay? And if you don't understand that you're in a game, they can lock you into the game. Especially with pharmaceuticals. That's why I brought Vet in here. That's why I talk about Anthony Fauci. That's why I talk about so many people that advocate for you to be receiving something that they say safe and effective. All right, let me get off this real quick. So I'm just letting you know that the keypad for him is 64. He's about the Lima. He's locked in a spell. This dude's locked in a spell. It does not matter what he says, people. Does not matter. He's under a spell of a god of the east. or gods of the east, Elohims of the east. Which I mean, I know most Elohims come from the east, but I'm just saying he's a fox. Okay, he looks like a fox in spirit too. When I look at him, I see a he's more than a fox in the spirit. When I look at this guy, I just say, wow, Trump, bro, he's just waiting on someone to remove you. I know you tired, but bro, if anybody, it's a lot of serpents around trying to get that position of power. And went 45 for this guy, Vance. His last name, of course, means marsh, but he's a fox for the East. Everybody want to play that role, but I mean, I get it. I mean, everybody want to play that role. I want to check out something real quick. Give me a second. Let me I'm on my other screen. I want to check out this number 2997. Okay, this has everything to do with man, I told you. You can't make this up. Let me show y'all something right quick. So we're dealing with reverse. Okay. Okay, this is what we're dealing with. Okay. Oh boy. This came up in his code. So the game, when you go and do cheat code in the game, I know I do cheat code, you literally see what people really are about. This is about mutations, genes associated with muscles, Homo sapiens, protein coding. You can't make this shit up. So he's gonna be part of that. He is part of that. Chromosomes. Telling you. Biology regions, aggregates. This is how I learned about the COVID-19 before they were able to give it to everybody. I just went into aggregate and I almost fainted when I saw it was nanotechnology, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not good. RNA sequence, RNA sequence. Mm-mm. Project title: HPA RNA sequence normal tissue. RNA sequence performed of tissue samples, 95 human individuals representing 27 different tissues in order to determine tissue specification of all protein coding genes. Project. Let's look at this one right quick. Bio project. Let's look at this one. Mm-mm-mm. They not like us. That song is in my mind right now. HPA RN sequence normal tissues. Transcriptome or gene expression. Mono iso 1 isolated. Analysis of the human tissue. Expression of genome-wide integration of transcriptomatic antibody-based protective cell. European Bioinformatics Institute. When is this registered? 2013. See, this stuff be going on way before you even know people be on the scene. Look at this Homo sapien clone. Homo sapien BXC clone. National Library of Science. It don't take long for me to be like mm-mm. 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 They say diabetic. Interesting. Overexpression of muscle, glycogen. If I'm not talking loud, y'all, it's just I'm just doing a live. You know, y'all know how I am. Those who watch me. Remember, I'm not about proving anything to anybody. I'm about inquisition. I'm about looking. I'm about investigating. That's all about. I'm about, oh no, ain't nobody gonna play me in this game, baby. You got Biogen CRISPR screen. We know what CRISPR's about, and if you don't, you better know. You better learn. You better learn what CRISPR's about. Mm. CRISPR screens, lung cancers. What is this? Author, cancer cell line, leukemia cell line, ovary cell line, pancreas cancer cell line. What is this? Glioblastoma cell line. Never heard such. Breast cancer cell line, oral, lungs, melanoma now, ovary. You have to question what does CRISPR have to do, but do I want to look into that? Mm. Let me open one of these up right quick. Mm. Lung cancer type CRISPR format. Experimental setup. Drug exposure duration 7 days. These people are keeping up with this bull crap. So that's all. We don't have any information to let you know what the hell going on. Let's look at CRISPR again. Cas9. I swear everything is straight an experiment in the game. Everything's an experiment. People gene type. I just shake my head, you know? I mean, you know we're on Vance, right? I'm just saying. Shoot. I'm not totally surprised about this kind of stuff popping up because Homo sapien, wiki pathways. Boy, anytime I hear anybody laughing about you got to go to the prime source, you can do cheat codes and get past what mere man has wrote that's been verified by the game players, the oligarch. When they talk about prime source, they really just saying that the information that's been accepted and verified by those who want to hide stuff, those who have reset the game. Y'all better know. You better know. People will play you. People will play you. All right, so let's get off of Vance. Vance, I appreciate knowing what you about. Okay, appreciate you. So let's go into those people that are more so and not so much in America. I'm an American, so I want to deal with American. But these may be some of the players that are used in the future. Vance and Vinvet for Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Almost sound like Salman. So let's put him in here, but we're gonna do him under Prime, since this is the Prime thing in the game. Okay, he plays a very important role, so we're gonna just do with Prime. So let's put his name in here. I'm gonna put everything in caps, okay? Sorry. And I'm also going to not just I'm gonna let you see it. I'm gonna give you a chance to wallow in it a little bit, to absorb it. Okay. Okay, so he's 666, so that he's like than that, but he's of the prime. Okay. Okay, he's of the prime numbers. He's like the prime. Okay. So let's deal with Prince. So 4 words. Let me do something right quick. Y'all look at the screen and see what you need to see while I do something else on the side. Okay. Okay. So right here, anytime we're dealing with these ordinals, these ciphers. Pay attention to this. I'll be talking about this as well. I don't see most people doing. I don't know many people that do gematria. I'll be honest. What Zach does gematria for, exposing that NFL and football and all that's fake. NBA's fake. It's all scripted. It's all scripted. um, and then they have technology that can make everything look real on the television, but we don't even deal with that. So just always look at words and letters. Now, here the summation or the folding into in the game is my husband's out there moving the sprinkler. I'm a regular person, y'all. I just have a gift and abilities that I just use to make sure that I'm playing the game at the highest level and not be deceived by anybody or anything. Um, I'm very grateful to knowing. I always say, I pat myself on the shoulder and say, self, self, come on, I love you, love self. Um, but you still have to love your family as well and your community as well. But anyway, when you see the four symbolizes the four elements: air, fire, earth, and water, or earth, water, fire, and air. Pick them. Okay, so that's the main elements of the game. Okay, we need air to breathe. We need fire to have our living, moving, and being. We need water for we're 70% water, I think, and the earth is where we have our living, moving, and being. Okay, so everything's important: the dirt, the water, the heat, the fire, the source, the sun, all that. It's important. Just remember that those who have four words tend to hold all the elements. So his name holds all the elements, and that's why he's in the prime. Okay, that number four is an important collaboration with the unity of setting that goal in the game. So the collaboration that's needed for unity, the one world order, or the world order, there has to be the four elements involved: the air, fire, water, and earth. They have to have that mixture to make the magic work inside the game, to make you see what they need you to see. Because if you're not aware you're in the game, you will not have eyes to see inside the game. You'll just go into the metaverse even further, and they'll give you tools to be able to go to sleep in the game. 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. They tell you in the game book that you can be a wise virgin or you can be an unwise virgin. I say I'm not neither one of them. You're not gonna put me in no box of preserving me for yourself, because a virgin is preserved not for herself or himself, but for somebody else. You got to choose. Okay, so remember that for four. Anytime you see four. Now, when it comes to 23, he is a 23. And 23 deals with the abyss. His goal is the abyss. His purpose is the abyss. And he is, I am fake. So you look at this guy and you think, oh, he's a man's man. He's a man's man. No, this dude isn't. I listened to this guy speak English. Now, when he speaks their language, you can't see it as much. But when he speaks his own language, he can put up a cloak. He can put up a screen to hide his essence. But when he speaks English, when he speaks my language, anytime anybody speaks the language I was born into, you can pick up the spirit, the soul, the essence of a person. And that guy is definitely not into women. This guy is not into women. He's into the alphabet mafia. You'll soon see. Okay. But he's definitely of the abyss. He's of the void in Hebrew. He's in the abyss. Okay, he's in the abyss. He's in that dark space. He's in that low frequency. It doesn't matter if he's a prince or not. This isn't to knock him. This is just the role he's playing. And these folks who are inside of this void, dark space, are those who or narcissistic. Okay, he's Prince. He's in 11. You remember Purple Rain Prince? Don't have to be beautiful. Mm. Anyway, Prince, Purple. Remember earlier in the video I was showing you Trump standing between, they locking him into purple with those ties on. That's what they were doing. Prince. That's the purpose. That was the purpose of Prince being removed, because Prince was preparing the ground for you to understand what Prince is about. Prince was a very feminine looking man. He changed his name to a symbol because he realized that, I'm talking about Prince the singer, realized that he was being used in the game against his own purpose, and he wanted to get it back. Now you have Muhammad, which, of course, that's a very popular character, but Muhammad in general just is a character like Hitler. Okay. And then we got Ben, which is 25. And then we got 60. I want to deal with, let me see, the 222 at the end of his name. I'm going to move from the 60 and the 25 because there's other things I need to deal with. So remember, this is a re-emphasis on Hitler. 222 is a re-emphasis on Hitler. It's an emphasis on Armageddon. 2 is equals division. So 2 divided by 6, or 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that's 333. Spirit, soul, and body. So this division leads to a spell. You got 222, 222 going into 666. That's 333. That's commencing a spell in spirit, soul, and body, but not just one time. Atop of the dome, the east of the dome, the west of the dome. It's like what they were doing to Trump in that picture. How many times am I going to say that? I have no idea. All right, so I think that may be all I want to say about this guy. Prince Mohammed bin Salam. Four words. Okay. Here it says, on my paper I have 21 letters, but it's supposed to be 23. So I'm glad I did this. I did this late last night, did some notations. Normally I don't do notations. I'm not following notations, but I did it. I went there and wrote some names, did some cipher, but I'm not following it. So let's go to the next person in the game. Remember, Prince Mohammed bin Salam is very important player because he just is. And remember, he fits the role in the playbook. Remember, it's a playbook. If you get caught up thinking that this is prophecy, if you get caught up thinking in your emotions that somehow the end of the world happened and then somebody going to come save you, you are not going to see Christ. Christ is an awakening of your own mind. And can't nobody wake up your own mind but you. You can put yourself to sleep or you can stay woke. You can keep, some people just sleep. They're not even aware that this is on any level buffoonerism. And then there are some people that love to try to go to sleep because they scared of every goddamn thing. And I'm talking about men, and I'm talking about these big mouth women, afraid of everything. Can cuss you out like a sailor, can get out here on television and act a fool and think they know everything until you start telling them, hey, it's not like that. All I can tell people is you got to be about trying to love yourself enough to get beyond your own little ego and your little laziness. And I'm not of this sort that believe that there are special people on earth. I am not of that sort. I believe everybody, if they're willing, if they're just willing to stop trying to be comfortable in the game. Stop trying to be emotionally comfortable in the game. You can figure this out. Stop wanting to be fed and get to feeding yourself. You'll be proud of yourself once you get you the what is it called? The intimidation. You easily intimidated. You easily intimidated because you know you lazy. You easily intimidated because you look at other people and see they structure, find and understanding. And you wonder why you can't find understanding. You can't find understanding. It's because you're trying to be trifling. That's why. These two guys that was laughing at Owens last night. She brought in a good point. You can go straight to Wikipedia, and it's just as obvious as the day is long that this isn't something complicated that some neurologist has to figure out, some scientist has to figure out, and microscopic on a microscopic level, you can just look at it in plain sight. But they want to laugh at it. Why? Because it's in plain sight, and I guess they thought they knew something special. Let's move forward. So now we're talking about the economy of Francis. Who is Francis? Well, we're talking about Pope Francis. You know, the one that everybody loved, the one that lit up the Catholic cathedral over there in Italy. I might put a picture up so y'all can see that. If you hadn't seen that, I might do that. Depends on how I feel. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish this editing this video today. You know, because I have to do something in the yard. So you see it's 666, right? I'm just in case y'all wouldn't. Remember, when I'm running my mouth talking, that don't mean you don't supposed to pay attention to what's on the screen. I'm just running my mouth talking because it's just who I am, who I be, and I have to give myself time for things to register. I don't know everything as soon as I open it up. There are some things I automatically know, but I have to move in the right now when I'm playing the game. And when you're playing the game, when you're playing, let's say the Nintendo Switch, my son-in-law has one of those. I'm sure he doesn't say, I'm going to do this, and this before I get on the game. No, sometimes you have to be in the middle of the game and play the game, know some stuff that needs to be done, know what to look for, and go that way. So we have 666. Did I deal with 666 with the other people? Well, I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm going to have to deal with it right now. So 666 has to do with the computer. I'm on the computer right now. I'm on the desktop right now. I don't use laptops rarely. I think we have a laptop in the house. We have several devices in the house. This always will have to do with New York because that's where United Nations at. Okay. But also 666 has to do with New Mexico because that's where the aliens are coming through. Now they're coming through Canada, but 666 will always come through that way because a lot of suffrage has to come through that way. A lot of negative energy has to come through that way. Good people who are of the Catholic faith who are being used, they are being used in such a way where they become they gain sponsors, and these sponsors can do things to them like if the sponsor needs a body part. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so 666 deals with an illusion. Okay, so the economy is an illusion. When they do all this quantitative easing, when they do all this bailing banks out, it's all an illusion. Money is an illusion anyway. You know, that's why they don't want you bartering and sharing, using your sweat, using your gifts and abilities to help one another, because then they'll be useless. Okay. And then also it's the power of the air, 666. It's like a helicopter. It's something that can move from spot to spot. Okay. And anytime I'm not talking, please always look at the screen and think about stuff. So we got Sanskrit, the 666. This deals with India. This deals with Hindus. And also this what is this? Ramanana. This, remember earlier I was talking about Venvet. Okay? So this is why all of this stuff folds back into each other. The Indians as well. The Indians are very important. The Indo-European languages are very important. Very important in the game. Very important. Very important. Sanskrit is the oldest language in the world, but fell out of common use around 600 BC. Hindus use it, Buddhists and Jainism uses it. Um, yeah. So, and even they, I mean, I would love to say more, but I'm gonna move on. So much can be said, y'all. The Book of the Dead is dealing with the 666. Let me look at that right quick for y'all. It's the closest term to describe the loose collection of text consisting of a number of magic spells intended to assist dead person's journey. So when you're in the game, there are those folks who assist people in their journeys after life. You know, oh, an angel came to help me. Oh, it was my guide. Blah 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 blah. No, they're just leading you right back to the reincarnation center. You're a full-grown person who should not need nobody help to lead you out of the game, but they want to lead you right back to be a dog in the game, to be a beast in the game, to be an animal in the game. And this is what this mark of the beast is about. This is what this 666 is about. Is to ensure that you are part of the dead and not the living. Just saying. You know, I mean, the Book of the Dead is said to be describing life after and the role of the gods. The Book of the Dead also gives insight into important concepts like Ka and Ba, aspects of the soul believed to live on after death. Now, you may not agree with the Book of the Dead, but you do believe that people live after they leave the body. So understand, this is just another playbook that a lot of people adhere to that read, and you may not say you approve it. You read another book. But believe me, there's nothing new under the dome. And if you don't get outside the dome, you'll be right along with the group that is put where everybody else is put. Okay. You'll just, someone will just meet you with a pretty wings or a halo or bright colored outfit on and put you right where everybody else in your family at. 666 is corrupt. It's corrupt. I'm sure y'all already knew that. So anytime you see 666, understand that 666 is about the image, the picture. Okay? It's about capturing, to take someone. Okay? To take someone. Ejaculation. So this is about the G spot. 666 is about the G spot, the serum, the calm. It's literally about reincarnation. It's really about what my kids said. The soul, a movie out called The Soul, and they were like, "Hey, mom, you need to see that." So yeah, that's sexual function. Interesting. 666 is pretty much about taking the ejaculation and genoing it. Because I know Inky did that. That's how Noah got here. That's how you get these immaculate conceptions through ejaculation. Take the semen, calm, and put it in a petri dish and mix it with blah, 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 and put it. This is where you get these immaculate conceptions. The Anunnaki did those things. This part of the game, people. Part of the game. Don't, you may have to suspend your cognitive dissonance. You may have to say, hey, I need to just listen. I don't have to believe her. I just need to listen, because it may come a day this very well may save your life in the game. 666 has everything to do with knighthood. So if there's anybody that's got any college like Yale, Georgetown, all these special colleges where you literally can be knighted, especially the English. You have the English coming to America and trying to make the common Caucasian man force them to see themselves as special over the Indian and over the melanated Americans that were originally here, such as myself, my people. They made laws to force them to comply with being a special people. A lot of these people did not want to be above others, especially not the Irish. They didn't. They were getting sick of being bullied too. However, like today, no one cares about my phone getting stuck. No one cares about the ABC Mafia and all these different labels and all these different. I aspire to be. I identify as blah blah blah. Nobody cares about that. But if they put it as law, they sort of force you to care, and that's what was going on. The ABC Mafia is a special group now. Previously, it was a Caucasian, just regular Caucasian, not the English, because the English always think that they were better than everybody else based on their bloodline, and they had the reptilian bloodline. The Archon Greys, the Archons, and then the Gray Aliens. This is their the way they handle things inside the Matrix with 666. 66 meaning that a lot of these folks have demons in this inside. My husband was laughing that this lady was coming to one of her uh, it wasn't the guy's mom, but it was his brother's mom. And he says every time she comes over to his house, she just acts like the devil. And so he had burned some sage or something in front of his door. And every time she stepped on the step, when she stepped on the step, she fell over and she could not come into the house because she had a demon inside of her. Now, I don't understand the purpose of why demons don't like sage. I find it awfully funny. They don't like sage, I guess. But it just shows you that inside this game, there are things that can be used to, I guess, push things back. But maybe he doesn't see that he has power within, or maybe he didn't feel like dealing with her. So I guess he wanted to take the easy route and uh, I don't know, teleport. So that's 666. People that teleport. 666 has to do with lustfulness. Santa Claus, Monsanto's, witchcraft, and prophecy. So prophecy is 666 as well, okay? Because we're in a game. And when people say this is prophecy, they're lying. That's a 666 on you. They're lying to your spirit, soul, and body. 333 times 222. Remember the dividing of that, two division of that, 666. So you have witchcraft, and witchcraft is simply which way will you go? Which way will you determine you're going to go? You can go the way you want to go, or you can be crafted to go and whichever way they want you to go. That's witchcraft. It's someone else crafting which way your life will go. Monsanto's will be used. Earlier we saw with the Homo sapien, we saw with the CRISPR technology. If you know what CRISPR technology is, I think I've done video on it, but you may have to go look at my playlist to see that. I'm not about trying to paint the whole thing for everybody. I'm about just filling in gaps for myself. And sometimes I'll overlap with information, which doesn't bother me because my husband watches my videos, and sometimes some of my other children watch the videos, and or if I send it to them by phone, say, hey, check this video out, because sometimes I am intrusive. I say, look, I just did a video, check it out, because I don't want to feel like I was just a selfish player in the game. You got Santa Claus. He knows when you're sleeping, right? He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Okay? So that's the over sighting of God. So Santa Claus is Satan. I said that one time 30 years ago. I was teaching a lesson in Sunday school when I was part of that. And it dawned on me when I was writing on the board in front of the kids that Santa and Satan had the same letters. And so I sort of kind of just moved the N from the center of his name to the end of his name. And I said Satan. And so there was nothing that I felt bad about that. So the kids told their parent or the pastor, whatever, and he said I couldn't teach no longer because I was calling Santa Claus Satan. And I said, no, I'm just saying that they have the same letters in their name. And he does wear red, and he does know when you're sleeping and know when you're awake. That sounds like a god. But when people are in constant dissonance, you can't move them out of seeing anything other than what they've been taught to see under the God's spell, because it's a go spell. Go, 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 go spell. Go work spell is a spell because it was penned by men. It was not penned by Elohim or a God. Physically, men penned it. And if men are infallible, then I can understand them being the God that wrote it. But they are fallible. And because man is fallible, anything they write is fallible. So that means that anything that man pens is fallible. That means that you must not only question all things, you must understand that you can't put your trust in what man pens. And as much as that hurts, you're in a game, remember. You can't be led by your emotions. You can't be led by your emotions. Remember, the same book says, put not your trust in man. The same book says, your heart is deceitful above all things. See, but let's move on. Okay? Let's move on. Monsanto's, if you know what Monsanto's is, it has everything to do with genetically modified foods. It's an American company, agrochemical and agriculture biotechnology corporation. By what is it back? Biotechnology Corporation. Okay, and it's been around for a long time. Headquarters found in Missouri, actually. I mean, then you got what Bayer buying it out, and Bayer was part of the was it the Vietnam War? Y'all, these people be tripping. It's so many people. They say by 2025 that's going to be removed off this planet through cancer. It's a shame. See, Monsanto, I guess, had to sell itself out due to a harmful environmental impact that it was having. It was banned in 1972. Look, that was 52 years ago. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. How important is 1972 to you? That's a very important year, I must say. I must say. And yeah, because that's when the went off the gold standard. Wow, this is just beyond. All right, I'm really going into this one, isn't I? Okay, so let's just move on. Let's move on. So when you see 666 overall, this is what it's talking about. 666 has to do with someone witching you, bewitching you, whether it's a book, a Christian book, or whether it's a Muslim book, or whether it's a Catholic book, or whether it's any book that's being used to bring the end of the world. Please understand, it's just a book about ejaculating you into staying here. Okay. Any story that talks about an immaculate conception or some woman getting here without having relations, that has everything to do with genoing. It has everything to do with clones. It has everything to do with grays and archon. It has everything to do with the knighthood. It has everything to do with occult. It doesn't matter how it tells you good things. That doesn't matter if it tells you good things, because some Elohims, like let's say Enlil has rules and regulations. Standardly speaking, he has 10 commandments, and these 10 commandments do believe are good things. However, they're good things for him to get you to do, to see if you're going to be an obedient player in his game, so you can be under him. And of course, he does control the realm up underneath the dome. That's where he resides, his kingdom within the clouds. The 12 gates to the city. You know what I'm saying? 3 gates in the east, 3 gates in the west, 3 gates in the north, 3 gates in the south. Okay, so yeah, so everybody has their illusion and their helicopter to get there. Okay, so yeah. So now I want to deal with the next one. Will be, now I know we were talking about the economy of Francis, right? So let's deal with 33. The mere word the. Isn't that something? The mere word the actually means something. False flag. False flags are look over here, look over here, look over here. Oh, now why are you looking over there? They're doing something that's over here. That's more important to to making the game manifest the way they need to manifest. Like with Trump getting shot. Trump getting shot was absolutely them trying to take his out. However, there were other things going on behind the scene. Okay, and you had to think about it. If that would have worked, because it was two shooters. If that had one on the tower, remember Trump has a tower. But this tower is anyway. And then you got one on the slanted roof. The young MK Ultra little fellow. Even though the CIA fussing that saying that the YouTubers are saying or online is saying that it was CIA MK Ultra. Well, CIA know they doing MK Ultra because they the Capital Intelligence Agency. Please, MK Ultra just has everything to do with the done controlling of the mind, and frequencies do that. Towers do that. 5G towers can do that. If you get pow pow and you get nanotechnology in you, because that's what's in that stuff. It's another technology, and it's called my last video I did. It's what's that material? I have to get to it. It's glyphosine. I'm gonna have to go back to you. Yeah, go watch my video on that. Mm. Police, they were there at the scene. Secret order or order, secrecy of masonry. And most of the time when you see anything dealing with the LAPD, even though they weren't there, just put it in general. When you look at the O.J. Simpson thing with the LAPD, the clown show, that's what I'm saying. That's all the confusion with the Trump thing at the shooting. Uh, it was all. It was all. Now they're saying, "Oh, it was Secret Service. Oh no, it was the police. It was this, that, and the other." All the clown show, because if they would have been able to do it, then Vance would have got in immediately. They probably had Vance in the works. Vance would have stepped in. Then they would have been on the Vance, and they would have had the two guys they really want in position. They okay with Trump because Trump gonna do his part because he's not trying to leave too soon. He has his youngest boy, and he really does like that guy. Economy is 9333, 21 of. So we have let me read this. A false flag in the money. 21 is blackjack, silent weapon to the head. So this is technology, okay? But it's also a technology that plays with your head. So we have the economy. What's going on with the economy is to mess with your head, okay? It's a false flag. The economy is just a distraction because they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do with the digital money system to keep themselves up, to keep their game up, to keep the pyramid scheme up. Now, of course, the collapse is collapsing in order for them to buy up everything, okay? So, understand the economy on August 5th falling over 900 to 1,000 was false flag, an emergency kind of thing. I mean, the economy definitely is your spirit, soul, and body because you have to have your living, moving, and being. But it's a game. It's a card game. And if Trump would have been the president, they could have trumped. He could have threw the Trump card down. And then they would say, then Kamala came in and said, the country's broke. And then the game would have went exactly the way the writers thought it was going to go. That's why they do predictive programming with the cartoons. I hadn't watched the pet cartoon thing, but this other guy, first time I saw him yesterday, he was talking about that, and I had heard about the pet goat thing, and I was like, I don't like how it looks because it's too it focuses on too much religion, and I try not to focus on too much religion. I try to focus on the game, even though the game is in many religious books. You can figure out the game outside of the religious books too, but because you don't want to get into fear, you don't want to let yourself into fear, and those books lend towards fear because at the end of them it's always annihilate, destroy, blah 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 blah. And it's like, y'all, we don't have to go that route. They just trying to make you go that route. They trying to make you end your own life. Number 7 is completion. Okay, if it had been 71, it'd been Babylon. But the economy of Francis. Now the reason why they call it the economy of Francis is because what is it, the blue laws? Francis is the one letting all these people come to all these countries. Francis is the one behind, well, the Pope that wears the black. Francis is just the front man, like the puppets, the presidents. They're just front people. There are always people behind them, the B team that's actually controlling the country. So Francis isn't in control, but hey, let's just use his image because there's a black robe pope and then he's the white robe pope. There's a president and then there are people that no matter what who the president is, there's always people behind the scene doing the work. Just like who's the president now in America? It's sure not Biden, and you know it ain't Kamala, cause girl, just I don't know. I I don't. It's hard to listen to her. We got 4 words here. Remember what I said about 4 earlier? That 4 elements. So the economy of Francis has a spell attached to it, and it's attached to 4 elements. I mean, it's very, very, very deep in the game. We got 19, and that has to do with the Rand Institute. Okay, the IRS. Okay. The SRI. Now, Rand Institute, I think I saw somebody named Rand. This is that lady, that Jewish lady. Yeah, that does the essays. Interesting. The Institute's stated goal is to create a culture where guiding principles are reason, rational self interest, individualism, and laissez faire capitalism. ARI has several educational and outreach programs which include providing intellectuals for public appearances, supporting objectives, campus, clubs, etc. Now, this chick, Ozzy Nazi, was the one that dealt with feminism and capitalism. Interesting, huh? Although her political views are often classified as conservative or libertarian, Rand preferred the term radical for capitalism. She worked with conservatives on political projects but disagreed with them overall on issues such as religion and ethics. So she didn't want to be bound by rules and regulations about keeping her legs closed. She wanted to be able to do what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do. I did a video on her earlier. Um, these people are not virtuous at all. So that's what 19 is about. It's a doorway of culture and writings and collabing, but only to a certain degree. She didn't want to go too. She wanted to put on the facade of really like Vivek and like Vance. Look, Kamala and Waltz are so diabolical that they're a whole nother level of, they're like players in the game that are absolutely mind controlled. Like they're desperate. Whereas with Vance and with Vivek, they're not where Kamala and Waltz are at. Kamala and Watts are desperate people that need to be seen as viable, but they're doing their role because Kamala has allowed the United States to be overwhelmed with people from all kinds of everything, and then you got Waltz who allows Minnesota to be burned down like it's nothing, and then he evaded his platoon or those in the military with him when I think it was Iraq, and he didn't want to deal with being in Iraq once the shooting started, and then the guy that was under him that's now telling on him saying this guy isn't about anything. The main thing that I'm noticing is that a lot of these people are all collabing with the Aussie Nazis or with Esau and Jacob kind of mentality thing, but that Esau and Jacob isn't their original names. That has to do with the Anunnaki. Okay. Francis has to do with completion. He has a role to complete. It's a game they're playing on your spirit, soul, and body. Okay. And it's all done through false flags and police and secret society and masonry. Okay. That's what his stuff stands for. So let's move on to the next person. I have to be willing to take my time on this because this is going to help remind me to stay leveled up in my understanding in the game. So we're royal family Assad, 666. We know what 666 means. So if you don't, just go back and look at what I just talked about previous. But I'll just say overall, it's about ejaculation. It's about an illusion. Okay. It's about being part of the New York United Nations system, and it's about computers. Okay. In the Book of the Dead and knighthood and lustfulness. Okay. 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 That's all they're about. You have 21 again. Show and tell, just a game they play. They want to trump on people. So that's why Trump's in the game too, because that's what his mean. Technology can be a weapon to your head. They can use technology. So let's go. Let's deal with 71. Has to do with Babylon. Azizel. Okay, that's a demon. That's the one that Kamala deals with too. 71. So this is Babylon. This is a demon family. Okay. Demonic space, because 6 means demonic space. Okay. It's supposed to be a blessed family of freedom, but no, it's all about mulak. It's all about Anubis. Okay. Islamic. Okay. It's all about bipolarism. For some reason, it has alcohol. Interesting. It's all about titles, the beast, queers. Yeah, he's a queer for sure. I guess more of them are. And this is also about the digital money system, the debit card thing, and them being pharaohs for lengths of time. And all of these people be dealing with the lunar moon system, ancient Sodom. Interesting. And deals with neurons. Sugar causes cancer, just in case you didn't know that. So try to be mindful what kind of sugar you eat, so what kind of cancer you want. There's organic sugar, there's honey, there's non-GMO sugar, but the basic white sugar, there's cane sugar. But I would say if you're just going to eat sugar, uh, less chemicals as possible. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you because I try to just not. I don't know what to tell you. 21. So remember, we're dealing with Azizel family, demonic family. What's royal about it is the abyss. It's an abyss family. Okay. These people are under the Qulifta too. Okay. Previously we talked about the Qulifta. QlipotH. Qulifta. Okay. Um, this deals with the beast. Okay. Babylon, Azil, a kind of abyss. The beast. Okay. Solemn. Islamic. It's supposed to be a happy, freedom giving family, but that's just a facade. Everybody, come on, come over here. Oh, we're improving women. We're blessing women now. But it's really a curse. Okay? Abyss, Azil, money. What type of money? Digital money. Beast, queer. Something about a shoe event, which is, I think it's weird that this is in the code, but it is what it is. Maybe because they wear sandals, I don't know. So you got Azil, Beast family, queer, a digital money, and other things. 21, card game, mind game. Yeah, silent weapon to the head, because that's technology. So this whole abyss thing is pulling in your mind, messing with your mind. Fox, 45 is fox. gods of the east, sneaky foxes of the gods of the east, playing with your mind, tricks with your mind, using technology to pull you into the beast queer system, digital, moon system, ancient system, solemn system, Islamic system, marrying you into the Islamic system, getting you drunk with wine, having a double mindedness like a twin, a red ruby, Anubis, Mulak, Abratus, lost, freedom, cursed woman, demonic space. Yeah, that's all what 66 means. Now, if we move the zero out of here on 203, you have 23, which is really talking about the abyss. Okay? The abyss, the Hebrew abyss. Interesting. Did I do this one? 17 letters. That's the FBI. Okay? L. Like Superman's father was El, meaning God. Elohims, which aren't really gods, they're just players in the game, but they can be just like superheroes in movies. This is what this stuff is, y'all. But when you put religion to it, it makes it more special. It has to do with ice and everything else. Ice. GAI, FBI, HI, and then it has to do with acid, ACID. Okay. Remember, I already did the 4, so we ain't gonna do that. Now let's go to the next one. Third temple of Israel. All right, so I'm not gonna go through all of the things like I did previous because I know y'all already heard my mouth running about it. So third, so let's talk about what third is dealing with. Well, inside of the matrix, it's dealing with kill and reference to negative black stereotype and culture. So third temple of Israel, or third temple of Yasharel. The third temple is about kill and reference to negative black stereotype and culture. So this is about exalting the melanated, but not the melanated in America, but the melanated over there in the third temple location in Israel. Okay? Because remember, Israel is 3 of the Anunnaki. You got is Isis. They worship Isis. They worship Ra, who is Marduk, he's Anunnaki as well. And you have El. Okay, that would be probably Anu, the Most High. So they participate with 3 of the family members. Okay, so that's probably why they feel like they are more than everybody else in the game. They see all the other players as just pretty much creatures, golems, just creatures, just persons, because that's what person means. Isn't that so crude? For person to mean a monster, for the simple word person to mean a beast, a dog. You're nothing but a cow to them, a sheep. You think that's cute when they call you a sheep and a lamb, huh? No, that's not cute at all. That's not cute at all. They're saying you're dumb. They're saying that you can be taken. You can be removed. You're docile. You're dumb. You can be slaughtered. That's why you're a sheep. That's why you're a lamb. That's why you need a rescuer, because you ain't gonna rescue yourself in this game. So you stand right there and you wait on somebody to rescue you, because you too dumb to understand that you need to rescue yourself from the clutches of evil players in the game. All right, so they want to remove all of the smudging on their culture. They've been blacked. The black box in The Simpsons. They go around the black box, remember? The negative black stereotype of their culture going around that black box, that cube box. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Exactly. Okay. And he said, but you talking about the Muslim people. But this says the third temple of Israel. Uh-huh. We're talking about Esau and Jacob, right? Those characters, which had different names, but in the previous, but that it doesn't matter. It's just part of the game. So we got 71. That has everything to do once again with Babylon Azel, the abyss. And remember, we just talked about 59. They want to kill this reference to a negative black stereotype in culture regarding them being a 9/11, because Saudi Arabia had everything to do with that, with the Bushes. Okay, so they want to kill that negative stereotype that's been put out there about how they have suicide bombers. But it is what it is. I mean, don't do it and we won't be accused of it. So now we got 21, which is game plan with their head. They use technology to mess with your head. They use the towers to mess with your head, the 5G. They use the nanotechnology to mess with you. They use the pow, the insertions, to put material in you that can pretty much make you a zombie or a dummy or a sheep, somebody controllable. Okay. Yeah, they're going deep. They have to, because if they don't, they won't pull you into their doorway, which is 6 and 4 is 10, which is the doorway. They won't be able to pull you into the doorway. But what kind of door are we talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. It says it right there. 64 represents Israel. It represents Zionism. It represents Thema. It represents 8 by 8. True? True. And who else had this 8 by 8? The Alima, Zion belief system? That was Vance. Everything folds back into itself, people. That's why I brought them in on this. Initially, I wasn't, because I hadn't did Vance before, and I was like, I know he's part of the game, because he just anyway, he looks wicked. 4, and then we got 19. So let's look at 19 letters in the game. 19 letters once again has to do with this money, IRS. It has to do with the Ayn Rand Institute. Remember, she was a Aussie Nazi, but she was very whorish. She was whorish. This one was like a hoe. She was more blatant than Kamala. She literally wanted someone else's husband and told her spouse, I want this man, and told this man to tell his wife that he wanted her. And she stayed with this man like 20 years and then got mad at him because she was way older than him, about what, 20 years, 30 years. And once she got too old to be enticing, because she was so famous, that's what enticed him to power. He didn't want her no more. He wanted somebody in the office that was younger, that was about his age, or a little bit younger than him. That's how the cookie crumbles, baby. That's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the cookie crumbles. And then she wants to complain. Go sit down somewhere. So here it is. We have a totality of 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. That's a reset. Third Temple of Israel is just a reset. This is just resetting the game, because they want to reset it over there. All right, let's move on to. We did halfway there. Only part I'm gonna probably edit out of here is the part in the beginning, because I was talking to my spouse, recording. We were talking about something, and I don't need all that on there. So we're gonna do Judas will enter MBS. So MBS is that's Mohammed bin Solomon, and that's what he goes by. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what he goes by. So Judas Iscariot, if you don't know the story, that was penned by men. Judas Iscariot was told by Yeshua, Jesus, the character Jesus, to pretty much go do what he needs to do. Go play your role. And Judas got up from the table, played his role. And they gave him money for the role, but Judas didn't want no money for that role. Judas thought he was doing something that he's supposed to do. That was part of the game. Everybody's playing a role. But when they don't get the benefit they think they get, then that's when they go and hang themselves. You can be played to the utmost. People will play you. People will play you like a sucker. Okay? Like a sucker. 27. Let's look at 27 on the decode. So 27 has to do with red. Yes, it's 27. Let's remove the 0. The matrix is made out of zeros and ones, so I have the option of removing the 0, removing the 1 if I want to, as long as it's in a certain position. Okay. Red, Cain, like Cain killed Abel. JFK was killed by the hands of, I would say, someone that was sitting in the car with him. But we ain't gonna go there. This has to do with ego, gas, dance off, and strong tree, or a strong just over broke a job. Okay, so Judas will enter, and this will cause blood or Cain. This will cause jealousy. There's going to be some type of jealousy going on because of some sacrifice. Remember, Cain was upset at Abel because of his offering. Okay, so there'll be some jealousy going on. So Judas, which is 55, 55, let's just deal with how I deal with it. 55 is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 and 0. 10 is 1 and 0. That's what? That's the matrix. That's what the simulation is made out of, ones and zeros. So this is a portal. This is a doorway. Judas goes through a door. Okay? He goes through a door. The door is 5 and 6, which is 11. He goes to two standing doors or two pillars. Okay? So a doorway or portal's open. When the portal gets open, Judas will go through two pillar doors, because that's what pillars look like, two phallus doors. Okay? He'll walk through the one that you see the phallus all the time. Okay, anyway. That's how he's going to get an opportunity to go into the world and not preach the gospel, not put another spell on people, but put his spell on people. Okay, what kind of spell? Well, glad you asked. 62 represents Mason and vote. So he goes through a doorway. He enters through access through the Vatican, because he needs someone that's very influential. He needs some people that's written these books, because the Vatican, that dominance has rewrote books and have experts to rewrite books that congeal people's minds in either this group or that group, which is a division group, putting you in a group that divides you in the game. But this 62 brotherhood, even though the code says Masons, brotherhood. Okay. Now he enters through vote. So this is everyone agreeing that he enters through this door. Okay? This is an agreement. They have to come into agreement. Is he permitted? Yes, he's going to be permitted. He's going to be permitted. This isn't like I'm going to kick everybody's ass and get through the door. No, this is an agreement. And then you got 4 and 3, which is a completion. Why are they agreeing? Because they're agreeing because they need Judas, because Judas will be offered that money, that's the silver, what's it, 13 pieces of silver, something like that. The point is, Judas will have the capability of receiving real money for his role, meaning bringing in real money. 1971-72 is when our money went off the gold standard. So this guy will be able to bring in a different kind of standard that will reset the game. They need him for that. Okay? And remember, this has 17 letters, and that has everything to do with the FBI. L's, GAIHI, ICE, ICE, and ACID, ACID, for those people who know that coded language. All right, let's move on to the next one. And the next one's going to be historic peace agreement. So this is supposed to be the end starts with a historic peace agreement. So this is like when you know that the game is they're trying to move the game towards an ending, like the ending they want. They feel like they got society gullible enough to bring forth the ending that they want. So, so we got 101. That's like a beginning course in college. Believe me, 101 is some of the easiest classes you can take at the university. Um, so historic, a new beginning, a no prerequisite. You have no classes prior to this that can qualify you to enter into. You have to just literally walk in fresh. So there's this fresh new beginning, this reset of what? Well, they say it's a reset, a historic reset of peace. That's what they say. But let me look for a moment and see what kind of reset this is. Of course, it's a spirit, soul, and body. I know that. That's common sense for me. But it's deeper than that. Okay, there will be a fondness of this event, historic peace agreement. So, yeah, peace. There's going to be a fondness, an affection, just almost like the Don Olympics. It's like an absolute joke when you the intro. But everybody thought it was like some of these people thought it was cute. They thought it was that was some fondness. That was some oh look at them. Oh my goodness, affection, genuine happiness. Oh childlike innocence. Look at the blue guy on the table that's acting like a god. Oh my goodness. Move out the way so we can see fat Jesus behind him. Oh look at Yeshua back there. That little fat juicy thing back there. Oh my goodness. Hee ha ha. And a lot of people that really in the game and they really believe in what they believe, they're like, that's not funny. This is not no monkey time, anything. They don't think it's funny. Okay? So 3 simply definitely deals with spirit, soul, and body, but just on one level. It's just a basic pyramid. It's not like a no, not called a pyramid. It's just a basic one dimensional shape. It's just draw a triangle on a piece of paper. That's what it is. When you get those other sides to it, that's when it becomes more dimensional. That's when they can manipulate you and be playful with you. But that's pretty much what 3 is all about. It's about the heart chakra. Okay, it's about getting you to fall much in love with the completeness of, you know, this person doing something historic. Okay, so first class fondness of the agreement. But check out, the agreement is deep. The agreement is deep. It's 88. So 88. Now, of course, we know Trump had already went over there and did some peace accord agreement. We know that. But guess what? Saudi Arabia was the one behind it. But they won't tell you that. The Saudis. And Trump played his card there. That's why I keep saying Trump did his part. The purple that was surrounding Trump, the guys with the purple tie on, they was making that threefold one layer pyramid with those purple ties because they want to transition Trump out. They did transition him out and let Biden come in because Trump was going to sort of kind of not be compliant because many people have offended him, and sometimes they can tell that of their own kind that he's not gonna be no obedient slave because he's thinking about his legacy. He's thinking about what his children think about him, and they probably thinking, don't he know he in a game? He should stop acting like that. Well, it don't matter. And these people say they love me. And he's probably looking and saying, well, these people love me. Well, I'm going to show them a little love. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. I ain't going to do everything now because I ain't stupid because they already got rid of my first wife down the stairs. Okay? So, agreement. They want the world to be like Woodstock. Okay? Charles Manson. This, a lot of false flags, a lot of events happening that's going to formulate. We need a historic peace to come. But they tried it. They tried it, but it's two eights. A eight is a reincarnation reset, but it's two eights. So it's gonna take two times, and this have to take an emergency because that go your 911. Remember the zero and the one is just space savers. So you got a nine and a two. That's two ones. A 911. So a 911, the emergency has to happen. The first time Trump was doing it, will Trump be permitted to do it the second time? Well, they may transition him out before he's able to deal with helping this thing manifest. He's just a face for the game, but the true power is the Vatican slash the Saudis are being pushed forward. They're trying to remove the black mark that's been put up on stereotype that's been put up on the Saudis because of 9/11. That 9/11 thing that Bush and were supporting. hmm You got 88. See, this is the reason why they calling Trump Hitler. They're calling Trump Hitler because of 88. But Hitler was someone that wanted to remove lodges, wanted to remove brotherhood and bring his own brotherhood because he was his dad's dad or somebody was bastard child, Ozzy Nazi, wasn't accepting to the family, and they don't appreciate that. You got Hermes, you got Thought in here, you got Hillary, yes, y'all, Hillary Clinton, and you have Birth of the English. Now, in another video I was talking about for 88, this is what they did when they first did the experiment here in America when they reset the game the last time. When they reset the game, they came over here. The English came, and the English caused racial division. And anybody that's speaking about racism all the time or race, play the race card all the time, and everything's about race. You better be really careful not to get your emotions about race and initially always start off, what is it that maybe beyond race, what is it? So sometimes it's way beyond race. You may be intimidating people because of your high intelligence. You may be intimidating people because you are consistent. You may be intimidating people because you are an actual great boss. You just a boss. Everything about you's a boss. You're a damn boss. You're not just carrying a damn title. You're a boss. Your whole spirit's a boss. And then you know when not to be a boss. You know when to be a boss, and you know when to not be a boss. And some people haven't obtained that kind of energy. They still trying to be a boss by bullying people. Real bosses don't have to bully. They can be themselves. They can be gentlemen. See. And my husband's that sort. We got 3 here, and then we got 22. These double numbers are a hot mess, I tell you. They're a hot mess. Because it's just reflection in the mirror, pretty much. If they don't get it done the first time, they'll try to get it done the second time. And if they can't get it done through Trump, being the showman that he is, they'll try to get it done through Vance or Vinvet, the American part of it. Because remember, the prime is not America, even though it looks like the prime is getting it done through the Vatican, the Jesuits slash the Saudis trying to redeem themselves, Esau trying to redeem himself. So, and when you find that people will snipe you out because you don't comply, that's when you know it's from the abyss. Universal basic income. So let's deal with that. Now, I've been seeing a lot of commercials. Oh, sorry. I've been seeing a lot of commercials on the tube. Let me talk right quick before I type this. About $2,400 a month. A lot of people falling for it, especially a lot of the Democrats. Y'all gotta be really careful. These people that support the Democrats and the poorest of the Democrats and the poorest of the Republicans. Y'all gotta be real careful because they're setting you up. When they say it's safe and effective to get this money, you better bet your bottom dollar it's safe and effective for them. They setting your ass up, and they depending on you, your greediness and your laziness to sabotage you. Okay, so it is what it is. You're gonna sabotage yourself. Okay, universal basic income. Of course, this comes through the Vatican. Look, I'm finna give you a secret, and the secret is a lot of stuff is in plain sight. A lot of stuff can be found on Wikipedia. And when people tell you, no, 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 go to the prime source, it's because they don't understand the machine. They don't understand technology. They want to tell themselves that they went to a book and found everything in the book, so they feel like they're more special than you are. They're more intelligent than you are. That in order to find the treasure in this game, you got to dig through books. They want to feel like they're special. So when you say, no, 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 I just found it right here in plain sight on down Wikipedia when I clicked 4 or 5 links. And I went down the rabbit hole and I didn't just read a book. Books are definitely awesome. But remember, when you go inside of books, you're only going to cater to one frame of mind. And you have to, in order to carve out a new path in the game for yourself, you have to bring in more minds. You cannot just be only believing what you want to believe. You got to bring in other minds and compare and contrast and say, okay, what about it? But why? How did this happen? Where was this? When? Huh? Where? How? You got to really go deep. And you got to play with it. And you got to be comfortable with not knowing. And then you got to be comfortable with knowing. That's when you start trusting yourself. And that's when you start getting into a frequency or a flux of knowing. And then the game opens up to you. If you ever look at anybody and say, damn, how they know this stuff? It's because they've come to a point in their life that they know they can't depend on nobody but themselves. But they don't just sit in themselves and be narcissistic. They still look out at others and say, hey, talk to me. Let's talk. Let's reason together. Hey, let me read your stuff. Let me talk. Let's read. What do we have in common and what's different? I want to see what's different. That's how you grow. So universal. I can definitely look at that as just a silent weapon to the head, a game. But what kind of silent weapon? Now, we know a silent weapon to the head is 21. But remember now, this is a mirror reflection, 21 that way as well. You got 2-1 this way and 2-1 the other way. That's a silent weapon to the head. That's technology, and that's also television, and that's also every institution that's on the pyramid. And religion's on the pyramid as well. Okay, so it is what it is. So what kind of game is being played in the head? What kind of game is going to be played through blue beam technology? What kind of game is going to be played with the sky being sprayed up with titanium? It's like a green screen, a blue screen up there. They'll be able to put a lot of stuff up in the sky. They'll be able to make a lot of stuff move up there because it's just like AI, okay? They've been spraying the sky for such a long time. And they don't just spray it. They do tic-tac-toe. They do a pattern. They do a crossing over pattern. Okay? They do a cube-like pattern. Okay? That's for a reason. I could tell you when I see them spraying, I could say, oh my goodness, they're trying to make tornadoes this week. Oh my goodness, they're just only trying to cloud the sky up. Oh my goodness, they really trying to choke us out today and try to kill all my flowers in the yard. These people getting on my nerve. That'd be my attitude. I mean, one time I was standing outside, I was checking the mailbox, and I looked up, and my thoughts were, a drone finna pass by, right? And they're going to be stupid enough to let it be super low this time because they so cocky. I look up. I see the drone. It's like right above the tree line. I look up and wait. How y'all doing this morning? I know y'all loves me. I know y'all know I'm woke. I know y'all know I can see the game. But you can't do nothing. Keep your ass moving. You can't do nothing to me. I'm woke in this game. I'm woke. Not fake woke like Kamala be talking about. I'm awakened. And I want others to be awakened as well, whether they want to or not. But that's cool with me. I want to be a fair player in this game. And if you think I have too much compassion, if you think, oh, this woman must be psycho, this woman must be, well, that's because I know you're asleep. And it's okay. Hopefully it doesn't take trauma to wake you up. So we got, let's do the whole number, 121. That has to do with the Antichrist, and it has to do with Revelation. It has to do with blood sacrifice. Universal basic income is definitely going to be a sacrifice you're going to have to make because you're going to have to get that pow and you have to get that new pow. And new pow, Bill and Melinda Gates say they know for sure that one going to work. They know for sure you're going to be in a spiral. All these people just suddenly just spiraling out. Some people may have gotten another version. Moderna and a whole bunch of these, what is this other one called that, James O'Keefe expired out, Pfizer. A lot of these things have everything to do with the antichrist. Now, what's the anti? Well, you know what anti means. Antiperspirant, anti this, anti that, antagonist, whatever. Anti whatever. Anticipation. Anyway. So, anti. Let's just do the negative side of the anti. The anti. Let me open it up real quick. Opposite to, against, oppose. Okay? That's just the basic, you know what I'm saying? It's the opposite. So, against. So, if Christ isn't a person, because Christ isn't a person, it's a frame of mind. It's a frequency. It's your spirit being on a certain understanding in the game. Someone is against you being awakened in the game. That's why it's called antichrist. But what's against you being awakened in the game? Being universal, being global. By you looking to the universe, hear me, people. By you looking to the universe, you're asleep. Remember, we're one. If you look up to the universe, you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. And you don't know the important role you play in this game. It takes all of us to make this game. If you look up to the universe, if you look up to a source, then you're looking in the wrong place. For it's within. And I know a lot of people, it's hard for people to accept that everything they'll ever be, everything they'll ever see, everything they'll ever do has been done from within. That's hard for people because they look at their life and say, I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody that can change everybody. And what you don't understand is that stuff that they say is a mistake, the stuff that they call missing the mark. It very well isn't that. But what it is a low frequency. What it is you playing yourself short. And you punishing yourself. Yes, it's good to do good. To do good. Not to enter a certain location or not to go to a certain location. It's good to do good. Get to that understanding. It's good to do good. It's just that simple. Speaking to myself this morning, we got 34, a 7, a completion. So, universal, antichrist, keeping you asleep. Oh, virgin, keeping you asleep, if you want to be a virgin. Blackjack, silent weapon to the head is a card game they're playing with you. So we're in a game. They're playing a card game with your mind. What kind of game? A universal game, a global game. Everybody's in on it. That's in high power. It's a game. It's a basic completion game to completely wipe you out and reset you into the transhuman reset. How they going to do that? Well, of course, the love of money, the love of it is the birthplace of all kinds of evil. So if they can get you loving money, especially if they can get you in the mind frame that you're manipulating to get it, you deceiving to get it. Oh, you don't have to do nothing to get it. Oh, you got the good life. They're killing you. Now they're changing you. But the change that they're doing is only for those who want to kill you in regards to you negatively labeling them and their culture as killers. We talked about that earlier, didn't we? The MBS, that Solomon guy. The one I said that's Rainbow Bright. Spirit, and soul, and body. Of course, it has more than spirit, soul, and body. For those who have forgotten, it has to do with the symbol of love, the heart chakra. They want to deal with your emotions. So all this stuff that's happening in America right now, everyone is special. That's them. They're setting you up because they want you to lean to your heart. But they tell you in the game book that the heart's deceitful above all things. That's what they say. They want you to convey everything through your feelings, through your affections. They want you to be emotional. You have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. If you're not balanced, then mischievousness will happen. Okay? Here we have 2, 1, 4. That's 7, completion. basic universal income. I think they tried that in the UK. They've been doing that in the UK, and the UK people are crying right now because they're being buffooned. I mean, they're begging Americans not to kowtow because they did, and now they got all of these alien invasions going on, and they're being replaced by more special people because now somebody blew up the other person land to force for this movement to bring people over here that are move forward. Let's move forward. All right, so now we're going to go into okay, so of course, we know that it was the Jesuit Pope that was calling for the universal basic income because, hey, you won't be able to buy or sell. Walmart's doing something over here in the other county beside me where they've made the pickup section a whole building by itself. I've never seen such, never seen such. And then Sam's Club's doing this thing where they got this big two entrance where you have to go through these scanners before you leave out with your stuff. And I pay attention to everything. And I be telling my husband, you see that? He be like, mm-hmm. I be like, I'm just saying, dog, just saying, just saying. Before a girl go through it, if you don't see it and I see it, and you won't, if he even give me the inkling, he don't care. I'm like, bro, I'm letting you know, I eat well. I'll eat well off you. But I know he probably looks out my head. Woman, don't play with me about the. I'm just saying. I tell him in the heartbeat, look, I ain't begging nobody to do right because I can eat well off of you. If you lay there and get the mark, if you lay there and get the pow, if you lay there and want to be part of the game, and you don't want to care about your life in the game, and you want to be the fool, and you want to pretend like you gonna sacrifice your life for the family, you gonna take the mark of the beast for the family, but you really just afraid. Go right on the head. I'm gonna sit right there and eat off you. I'm gonna sit right there and live off of you, and you can pretend and act like, oh, look at great work I'm doing. I hear you. You ain't fooling me. Ooh, my husband probably hit the video, probably roll his eye 10, 15 times. Wait a minute, I think he can hear me right now. Can you hear me right now? Oh, no, he can't. Good. He probably like, what the hell the woman always talking about? I'm just saying, that's the kind of person I am. You want to be the fool, I'm going to let you know. You be the fool on your own terms. So now the next one is talking about the Pope's official Vatican title. Of course, let me type it in first. His Holiness Pope Francis. And this dude, if y'all, I am not lying on this man. This man has a child. Y'all, we got to stop this. He acting like damn Kurt Franklin, hollering and screaming because he wanted to change the rules and regulations of the church. Let me change this cipher. What is this cipher? This cipher is supposed to be. Let me change this cipher right quick. Keypad. That's the one I got. Yeah. Let's just go to ordinal. Move keypad out the way. Okay, His Holiness 36. Okay, we know we're dealing with completion, a new beginning, a reset, a 9, 333, spirit, soul, and body. That's a 3D pyramid. I'm a little disappointed because I really wanted that to be a Francis Bacon cipher, but I don't have it. 22 and a 4. We already know what 4 means. And this is what it is. Now his cipher with the Francis Bacon, his was 89. And let me see right quick for y'all and for myself as well. That's 17. That's just a reset. And a reset through an emergency, 229. And then you got 111. And then you got Francis 237. And 227 is murder, but 237. Let me look at that for a second. That's still a 3. Ultimately, you got 10, 11, 12. It's still a 3. Emergency, a new beginning, 33. We know what 33 is. So the last two ciphers, I'm just going to deal with them this way. Okay, so we're talking about false flag, secrecy, masonry. Okay, the kingdom is masonry. The kingdom is secrecy, brotherhood. Pick one. Jesuits. Then we have 73. That's 10. So it's a doorway. And remember, we know what kind of doorway it is. Brotherhood doorway. That do a lot of false flags. That do a lot of global false flags. Like, what is this guy named Peter Lopez? He has a patent for pow pow as well, and he's saying that he need help to convince scientists, to convince people to take them serious, so then they can get the pow pows and stuff. People like, hell to the no. Mm-mm. Any people that walk around here with masks on right now, had the mask below their nose, I'd be like, why don't you just take the damn mask off and get out of mask formation? Stop being a done zombie. Wake up. Don't you see I'm happy? So the kingdom is a kingdom of false flags with secrecy, police orders, and masonry. Jesuits, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and it's on every level from CCP all the way to America to Italy. You know what I'm saying? Trilateral commission. You got the banking system, you got the government system, the power system, you got the church system. They're all on the pyramid working together. It does not matter about your personal relationship. It all comes out the same game book. And the Elohim that you serving, or the brother that you serving, very well may be okay with some of his people being annihilated for the game. It's just a game to them. So you got the brotherhood, secrecy, kingdom. They want Solomon's kingdom to come back. Remember who this guy name is? His name is Muhammad bin Solomon. The kingdom of Solomon. They believe in Solomon's kingdom. Let me type that in there. Solomon's. Y'all being played. Solomon's. Sorry. Kingdom. Y'all being played. Gee whiz. Solomon's known for being the king of Israel, who built the first temple in Jerusalem. Yes, I'm talking a little loud right now because it's almost time to finish. He was also the second after his father, David. Vance, is your name David? Interesting. He was also the second after his father, David, and the last king of ununified Israel, which was at the height of his power during this reign. He's known for stories told in the Bible about his wisdom. And of course, Solomon, at the end of the day, fell into a trance of witchcraft because he involved himself with let's call them sirens, sirens that held energy that can entrap you. But that was his will. That was his will being done. That's his will being done. See, Solomon's kingdom wasn't taken from him. Solomon was still the king of Israel. When he died, his son Rehoboam became king. So this just like with this boy Muhammad. His dad right now is in power, right? As far as I know. And he'll become the king. That Rehoboam reminds me of that 6-pointed star, but I know that's not the how you pronounce it. As above, so beneath star, the one that the Zionists use, that all these preachers claim that they ain't got nothing to do with Moloch and has nothing to do with Raphaim. Yeah, it's Raphaim, not Rehoboam, if that became king. But the point is, it was Rehoboam's kingdom which was divided, leaving him with just 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin, while the other 10 tribes broke away from him. So these stories are definitely juicy stories. Yes, they are. Anything else I want to talk about? The beast. So we already know the beast consists of the CIA. How y'all doing this morning? Hope y'all had y'all coffee and cinnamon rolls. It's about obeying. The beast system is about judging you through the authority of presidents and kings. The beast system consists of Republicans and Democrats. Okay. The beast system uses pop star singers, rock singers, R&B singers, the whole Hollywood scene, the whole hip hop, Sean Diddy Combs and Beyonce and them, all of them. Legends. The beast system consists of mafias that bring people over the border. The magi's, people that read the stars, people that travel in the stars. But they also need the beast system also need believe bands. So let's take a moment to talk about believe bands because I had not spoken about believe bands none in this on this channel. I used to talk about believe bands all the time. Okay, it's they are progressive rock artists. They are jewels. They are what the progressives. Those people. Let's say you're very religious and you walk away from religion. This is what you go into. You go into believe bands. Okay, you go into frequencies that pull you into deeper believing. You think you was believing when you was a Christian, or you believe even deeper because you go under crystal spells, through windows. So be very careful with believing and being in a band because now you're in a frequency band. Be lie, Eve. Like Eve got deceived. Eve believed a lie and got deceived. Well, what lie did she believe? Well, you heard the story. She believed that what was being done to her. I'm torn to tell. Am I going to tell the true story or am I going to tell the story that was written, rewritten? That's what I'm sitting there thinking. Am I going to tell the real story or am I going to tell the story that's rewritten? Okay, let's deal with the story that was written, rewritten. The story that was rewritten was talking about how she ate the apple from the tree, the serpent. Okay. And opened her eyes and she saw she was naked, but it didn't open her eyes until Adam did it. Boy, I could go into that. Remember, Adam is actually Atom. So the reason why they're saying that she saw she was naked after Adam ate the apple was because Adam is your atoms. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's move forward. Anything else? Beast time. Kids call it demon time. Babylon, France, the kingdom of the beast. It has to do with the medical, has to do with omens like Nemo, the fish. The swimming, swimming, swimming. Dora, Dora the fish. Blue, blue fish. They're telling you, liberals, Democrats, y'all are Dory the fish. You're under a spell. But don't get too happy, Christians, because they're pacifying you through the Pacific frequency. See? It says here 47 Christians as well. I want to look at Nevada right quick, because that isn't that where they gamble a lot at. It's a dry place. It's a landlocked state. Casinos and nightlife. Yeah. The kingdom of the beast is casinos and nightlife. I see why they wanted to use Trump. Also, what else I want to say before I close out? Something I was going to say. The kingdom of the beast. Y'all see what it all consists of. It's strange that a lot of Harris and Waltz was speaking at a campaign in Las Vegas, Nevada, 18 hours ago. She had on a purple. Did she have a purple suit? Let's see. Wow, we've been talking about purple this whole time. Let me pull this over here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Harris Watts energized crowd at first Nevada rally as Democratic presidential ticket. She got on a purple suit. Boy, these people do too much. I just did a video on this, didn't I? Y'all, these people be mad. These people be playing too much. I'm finna show y'all what I'm laughing about. Then we're gonna close out. I do always appreciate y'all watching because it's nice to have people to um to deal with. You know. Let me show y'all something right quick. So typically, now she was playing POTUS. Lisa, Gia, I call her Lisa. So they interchange roles. See the jury. Now on some cameras her suit is blue, but understand, yeah, okay. There you go again. I know you ain't got on the same darn suit. Let me see how many pockets they got. Oh, they playing with me. How many pockets she got? Oh, okay, I'm gonna say they don't need to be that technical. About to get me offended. Okay, so let's just look at Lisa by herself. Interesting. Interesting. Cheesy smile, looking crazy. Interesting. Gee whiz, that's y'all. They just acting. They act too much. It just gets on you, on my nerve. I like this one I made right here. The one here I made. That was so cute. So these are some of the actors that played her. Pelosi just really showing that she's really was playing president too for a time. Look at it. Y'all, they just play too much. They play too much. They messing with you. They're messing with you. And I'm the kind of person that's just gonna tell them all of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I tell them all of them. I don't care. I'm not gonna get caught up in being manipulated. Okay? Exactly. Exactly. Remember, this is predictive programming. They have to sort of kind of give you a sketch of what they want to manifest. They need the brain power of all of us. They need you to believe in the script that makes it work even better. Because how dare you decide you're getting out the script, you're getting out the game, and you're finna focus on going within yourself and figuring out what the hell going on, and then start loving the rest of your life the best way you can. So y'all see, you got that suit on, right? I'm just saying, just saying, just saying. I'm just saying, just saying. Hmm. Something special about that purple, isn't it? Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Reps. Mm-hmm. Anything else I want to show y'all while I'm got this file open? Mm-hmm. Just saying. Crazy thing is, you won't be able to buy or eat. Isn't that something? Get ready. Get ready. Let's scratch the bell and thanks for watching.